In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin price action, quoting material indicators, expecting more volatility over the weekend. If the bear market rally can push Bitcoin above 25,000, there isn't much friction to the $26,000 to $28,000 range. Losing the trend line would be bad for bullish hopes and dreams. And Crypto Tony updates us here. Weekend is all about range trading. Due to the fake outs, I like to identify the range and then play accordingly. Ranges are effective at identifying true breakouts or fake outs. You can play both of them, and quoting the Crow trades, keeping it simple, the market structure is bullish, and I'll stay bullish as long as we're making higher lows and higher highs. $30,000 is my main area of interest. To take profit, also be sharing the latest updates from Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock-to-flow model. Also in today's show, Elon Musk says that the U.S. is past peak inflation after Tesla sells 90% of their Bitcoin. Quoting Elon here, this could change obviously, but the trend is down, which suggests that we are past peak inflation. Also in today's show, here's how Ethereum can help Bitcoin raise its dominance level, according to top crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen. Quoting him here, I wouldn't be that surprised to see Bitcoin's dominance start to turn back around maybe in September if it hasn't already by then. And the reason is because, again, you're going into this major event for Ethereum, and it seems like a reasonable place where people might reallocate some of their portfolios. Also in today's show, Kevin O'Leary details mega opportunity for early crypto investors and says institutional demand for Bitcoin is nearly insatiable. Quoting him here, the big opportunity, the mega opportunity for Bitcoin, and why I stay long and why I continue to allocate to Bitcoin is when we get policy and institutions can allocate to it. Sovereign wealth and pension institutions, they'll probably put 50 basis points, which is a 0.5%, up to 1% into Bitcoin. And that's when you're going to break out of this range. How high? Nobody knows because the demand is almost insatiable. Also in today's show, could Apple join forces with Bitcoin? Well, here's some of the key reasons why they might. Apple continues to develop its own personal financial products. Tim Cook, their CEO, says he's interested in Bitcoin, and even Wozniak, their co-founder, is very bullish on the King crypto. Also, integration with Apple would easily be the most significant milestone in Bitcoin's history. That's right, so we're going to be discussing what an Apple Bitcoin integration would look like, and more importantly, what it would mean for Bitcoin's future. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. We also do a Bitcoin giveaway every day, giving away $50 in BTC. And the winner from yesterday's episode is, drum roll please, we have Atanas, who commented the following: thanks JV, keep up the great job every single day. Congratulations fam, you just won $50 in Bitcoin. Please send me your Bitcoin address to send it to you. HODL. And to qualify to win $50 in tomorrow's Bitcoin giveaway, all you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Will Smith, that like button, and drop a comment below, and a random comment will be selected as the winner in tomorrow's show. Back to the episode. And today's episode is brought to you by iTrust the #1 crypto IRA platform in America. Do you know you can buy and sell 25 plus cryptocurrencies as well as precious metals, gold and silver? There are no monthly fees and only 1% transaction fees. And they also offer institutional grade storage, and you can set up your account today with only $1,000. And for signing up today using my referral link in the description below, you'll receive a $100 reward for funding your account. So when it comes to trading crypto tax-free, look no further than iTrust. Get started today, and let's get this crypto tax-free. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. This is podcast episode number 1010. I'm your host, JV. Happy Sunday, my crypto fam. Bitcoin rose above $23,000 again into August 6th, as new analysis predicted a potential surge of 20% or more. Now, data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed Bitcoin climbing overnight to once again sit near the top of its established trading range after multiple attempts to break out above range resistance at 23,500. Bitcoin appeared to be stuck in limbo at the time of this recording, currently trading just above 23,000, but hopes of a bullish continuation were already there. Quoting material indicators right here, expecting more volatility over the weekend. If the bear market rally can push Bitcoin above 25,000, there isn't much friction to 26,000 to the $28,000 range. Losing the trend line would be bad for bullish hopes and dreams. Mind the line and watch trend precognition for clues, not financial advice. Now, $28,000 would be over 20% higher than the current spot price and would represent near a 2-month high. Material indicators included a chart showing the trend line mentioned sitting at 22,000, which is around Bitcoin's current realized price. And as you can see in this chart, it further showed the bid support increasing immediately below the spot, while major resistance lays at $24,500. Now, weekend trading traditionally sparks more volatile price action thanks to the lack of liquidity on the exchange order books, which are dominated by retail traders, while institutions and professionals stay away until the next trading week. Meanwhile, analyzing the daily chart, popular trader account Crow entertained even higher levels, revealing plans to take profits only at $30,000 as long as Bitcoin continued making higher highs and higher lows. Quoting him here, Bitcoin, keeping it simple, the market structure is bullish, and I'll stay bullish as long as we're making higher lows and higher highs. $30,000 is my main area of interest to take profit. And Crypto Tony updates us here. Weekend is all about range trading due to the fake outs. I like to identify the range and then play accordingly. Ranges are effective at identifying true breakouts or fake outs. You can play both of them. And turning to the on-chain data, Plan B, anonymous creator of the stock-to-flow family of Bitcoin price models, again flagged the RSI performance, flipping bullish. Now, the RSI is a core metric which shows how comparatively overbought or oversold Bitcoin is at a certain price. And in June, it hit its lowest levels of all time. And now rebounding, RSI could even signal an end to the 2022 bear market. Plan B suggested, quoting him here, Bitcoin Relative Strength Index bounced back in June. Is the bear market over? And he recently shared Bitcoin comfortably above the realized price. Looks like 2012 and 2015 and 2019. And someone responded, why end 2015 and not end 2014? Plan B responded, because end 2014, both Bitcoin and realized price were 2x above the 200-week moving average. Today, realized price and 200-week moving average already touched. And in a previous post on August 3rd, Plan B acknowledged that Bitcoin was still fair below the stock-to-flow daily estimate, this being $83,475 for August 6th, according to the automated calculator for the stock-to-flow multiple. As shared here, actual price $23,248. The model price $83,475. So stock the flow. Let's freaking go. And before I break down next story of the day, Elon Musk says the U.S. is past peak inflation after Tesla sells 90% of their Bitcoin. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin currently correcting down 0.25% for the day, maintaining just above 23,100 at the time of this recording. We have Ether down 0.5%, but still above $1,700, while Binance Coin, Avalanche, and Solana all breaking out and in the green, along with Cardano, while XRP, Polkadot, and Doge are correcting and in the red. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Bitcoin is in short supply at Tesla, even as its CEO predicts that the United States inflation has already peaked. Speaking at Tesla's 2022 annual meeting of stockholders on August 5th, Elon predicted that the upcoming U.S. recession would only be mild to moderate. That's right. After recently selling almost all of its $1.5 billion in Bitcoin holdings, Tesla is seeing the emergence of exactly the kind of economic landscape in which risk assets thrive. During the Q&A session at the annual meeting, Musk revealed that 6-month commodities pricing for Tesla parts is already getting cheaper, not more expensive. Commodities, he said, are trending down, providing a hint that inflation has already hit its highest levels. Quoting Elon here, we sort of have some insight into where the prices are headed over time. And the interesting thing is that we're seeing now is that most of our commodities, most of the things that go into a Tesla, not all, but more than half, the prices are trending down in 6 months. He said, this could change obviously, but the trend is down, which suggests that we are past peak inflation. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Elon. Now, the recovery from the inflationary period with commodities heading downhill provides fertile ground for a recovery in risk assets, of course, including crypto. Theoretically, this comes as a result of lower inflation, meaning less tightening by the Fed, providing favorable conditions for risk-on assets. Now, should strength return to the markets and crypto outperforms, the trend will be an ironic one for Tesla, which divested itself of practically all its Bitcoin exposure at a profit of just $64 million last month. And at the time, Elon added that Bitcoin could return to the firm's balance sheet at a later date, and that the decision was not a commentary on Bitcoin per se. Now, the annual meeting, meanwhile, produced further optimistic predictions on macro, including a potential U.S. recession being relatively mild and lasting approximately 18 months. Inflation, Musk added, will drop rapidly. Now, the irony of Musk's comments were not lost on crypto commentators and other voices already betting on a rebound in stocks being here to stay. And among them is Fundstrat Global Advisors, which this week noted the markets have historically found the bottom half a year before the Fed stops tightening via key interest rate hikes. Now, the second half of 2022, the firm thus predicted, could take the S&P 500 to 4,800 points, a boon for crypto markets, still heavily correlated with moves in equities in general. And quoting Tom Lee here, This is important to keep in mind. Markets know rates are going up. It's the shock that hurts markets. Today's job report is not a shock. And quoting Fundstrat again here, markets are sniffing out lower inflation well ahead of the Fed, and stocks often bottomed 6 months before the last hike. As a result, we continue to see the second half of 2022 as a rally period, taking the S&P 500 back to greater than 4,800. And as Cointelegraph recently reported, further insight into Bitcoin's potential comeback came from the world's largest asset manager this week, BlackRock, with over $9 trillion in assets under management. They recently partnered with U.S. exchange Coinbase to bring crypto exposure to their clients. And here's why this is so bullish. As Dan Tapiero, the CEO of 10T Holdings, shares here, chart that got BlackRock excited about partnership with Coinbase. No bigger a macro opportunity for BlackRock than acting to facilitate Bitcoin adoption. 5% shift in BlackRock assets is $500 billion, greater than the Bitcoin value today. Catalyst for path to $250,000 plus Bitcoin price, post-Bitcoin halving becoming clear. You're damn straight. Send it. And before I break down next story of the day, here's how Ethereum can help Bitcoin raise its dominance level, according to top crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just under $1.1 trillion with about $42 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. The current Bitcoin dominance is 40.4%, with the Ether dominance just under 19%. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers in the past 24 hours, we have Quant leading the pack, up about 14% for the day, trading at $128, followed by Zcash, up about 7%, trading above $72, followed by Oasis Network, up 5.6%, trading just above 9.3 cents. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers for the past week, you can see a sea of green, which I love to see. Decred up 45.9%. We got Flow up 32.9%, and TWT up 22%. And checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 30 in fear. Yesterday at 31, last week at 39, and last month at 20 in extreme fear. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Popular crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen is outlining how Ethereum could help top crypto asset by market cap Bitcoin raise its dominance level. Let's go. In a new video update, the trader details how Bitcoin's dominance level, or the total percentage of the crypto market cap that is made up of Bitcoin, nosedived at the end of 2020 from about 73% to 41.18% at the time of this recording. Cohen says that Ethereum's upcoming switch from a proof-of-work network to proof-of-stake, one could have investors reallocating their funds to the leading digital asset, suggesting that each upgrade could be a sell the news event. Quoting him here, when will Bitcoin's dominance level turn around? When will it go back the other way? If I were just to speculate, one of the things I'd have to think about is what are some of the major events coming up, and at which point the narrative could shift, and maybe there could be various reweightings of portfolios. I think one of the biggest things is obviously the merge for Ethereum. There is certainly a lot of momentum behind that right now, and that theoretically is coming up in September, where it transitions from proof of work to proof of stake. I wouldn't be that surprised to see Bitcoin's dominance start to turn back around maybe in September if it hasn't already by then. And the reason is because, again, you're going into this major event for Ethereum, and it seems like a reasonable place where people might reallocate some of their portfolios. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analyst. However, Cohen notes that it's possible that the merge could be delayed, as it has been many times before throughout the years. And to watch this video with Benjamin Cohen entitled Bitcoin Dominance, check the show notes below the video in the description. And before I break down next story of the day, Kevin O'Leary details mega opportunity for early crypto investors. It says institutional demand for Bitcoin nearly insatiable, as well as could Apple join forces with Bitcoin? And what would this mean? But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 1,200 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. And to qualify to win $50 in tomorrow's $50 Bitcoin giveaway, all you need to do is make sure you subscribe to the channel, Will Smith, that like button, and simply drop us a comment right down below. A random comment will be selected as the winner, and it will be announced on tomorrow's show. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Shark Tank superstar Kevin O'Leary, aka Mr. Wonderful, says a massive opportunity for the King Crypto could start to materialize in the coming months. Let's go. In a new interview with Crypto Jeb, O'Leary says that the floodgates will open for Bitcoin if Bitcoin gets adequate compliance infrastructure at the sovereign fund level, quoting him here, the big opportunity, the mega opportunity for Bitcoin, and why I stay long and why I continue to allocate to Bitcoin is when we get policy and institutions can allocate to it. Sovereign wealth and pension institutions, they'll probably put 50 basis points, which is half 1%, up to 1% into Bitcoin, and that's where you're going to break out of this range. How high? Nobody knows because the demand is almost insatiable. Most large institutions want a position in crypto, and they want the granddaddy crypto. They want Bitcoin. They can't just buy it yet. I service the institutions and the sovereign funds with indexing, and they all tell me they want to index for Bitcoin, but they can't buy it. They don't have any policy. They don't have any compliance infrastructure, so we got to get this done. Now, the popular venture capitalist also says that a huge amount of capital could flow into the crypto markets if policies are set in place for Bitcoin and stablecoins, as he shares here. In terms of price appreciation, I believe it'll be dramatic. You can have a gap of up to 10, 15, 20, or 25% overnight because you've opened up trillions of dollars worth of access to a new asset class. That doesn't happen too often. O'Leary predicts that policies can get enacted for Bitcoin in the next 6 to 12 months. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Kevin O'Leary. And to watch this interview with him entitled Interview with Kevin O'Leary, $28,000 Bitcoin Next or lower, check the show notes below the video in the description. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Could Apple join forces with Bitcoin? Let's discuss it. Apple's one of the most valuable companies in the entire world. As we all know, its embrace of innovation underpins nearly every development and technology it releases to the world. The tech giant has recently focused on developing its own financial ecosystem. Now, Apple has a substantial history of developing its financial ecosystem and continues to prioritize further investment into the personal finance sector. But what could be next? Let's enter the Bitcoin. Tim Cook, Apple's CEO, was asked in November last year if he owned any Bitcoin at the New York Times Deal Book Conference, and caught off guard a little. He replied that he did, and in fact, he owned some Bitcoin and had been interested in cryptocurrencies for a while. And when considering the path that Bitcoin has forged over the last decade and Apple's pursuit of innovation and personal finance, you could imagine that this topic has likely been covered extensively in Apple's headquarters. Now, while nothing has been officially released, what would an Apple Bitcoin integration actually look like? And more importantly, what would it mean for Bitcoin's future? Let's discuss it. Apple's robust financial ecosystem provides an ideal foundation for further development. With Bitcoin, it wouldn't be difficult to imagine iPhone users having the ability to send Bitcoin to other users with just a text. And as more companies begin to accept cryptos for payment, it would also make sense that consumers could use purchases for everyday items with crypto with just the tap of a watch or a phone. And let's say Apple took the next step and integrated with Bitcoin, it would be the most significant leap in adoption that the original crypto has ever received. And despite already integrating with popular financial apps like Venmo and CashApp, a Bitcoin integration with Apple would immediately onboard more than 1 billion iPhone users to the Bitcoin blockchain. That's right, because the iPhone is the most popular phone in the world. Let's go, mass Bitcoin adoption, bring it. If Bitcoin were to gain that kind of exposure, it would further bolster its role in our increasingly digital world, naturally. And of course, most of this thinking is entirely speculative, so keep that in mind, but it's a valuable analysis. Current trends signal that in order to remain competitive, Apple and many other tech companies will have to find new ways to make Bitcoin more accessible or risk falling behind. That's right, we call this the Bitcoin game theory, which is built right into the protocol. As more nation states and more major tech companies and more mass adoption around the world continues, it creates this game theory where others want to adopt it so they don't get left behind, including governments from all around the world, like we witnessed in El Salvador with Nayib Bukele making Bitcoin a legal tender. So what are your thoughts surrounding Apple integrating with Bitcoin and bringing in mass adoption? We're talking about potentially 1 billion plus users from all around the world being introduced to the blockchain. What do you think this would do to the Bitcoin price action? How would it affect it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. Obviously, we already know the Bitcoin price would go off the charts. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode, Stephen Hubbs wrote, I think $250,000 for Bitcoin could come before the next halving. Bob Lucas talks about a left translated 4-year cycle, this next bull market, and points to the end of 2023. I agree with him. That's what's up. I hope you're right, fam. $250,000 before the next halving. Send it. Our next featured comment comes from Justin C. Literally like Robinhood with $50 Bitcoin giveaways each day. Much love. That's what's up, fam. Like Robinhood or the Monkey King. Same thing. Cheers. And our third and final featured comment comes from Peter Cialela, who wrote, JV saw a recent interview with Greg Foss, big Bitcoin fan, tracks interesting path whereby Bitcoin can be valued at around $2 million when it reaches about 5% of total global assets or a $45 trillion market cap. What do you think? very plausible in the coming decades. I actually agree with that math because I just ran the numbers. With the Bitcoin market cap currently just under $500 billion, that means with a $45 trillion market cap for BTC, that's 90x from the current price. Take 23,000 times 90, that puts us just above $2 million per BTC. And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, don't forget to drop us a comment right down below. That will automatically qualify you for tomorrow's $50 Bitcoin giveaway. Best of luck, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.